non-designer journey. And I was thinking about just to tell you my personal story, how I built up designs as a non-designer. Again, kind of the most important, like my understanding of building an app design as a non-designer. I love good design, and I never say then the great app will not need a designer. But if you'd like to validate an idea and you don't have an extra money to spend, right now, you can build a decent product to validate your general app idea. However, if your app heavily rely on design and you believe the design is a main differentiator of your app, then definitely this is not the good way for you. However, for most of the app, you can build a prototype without a designer with the current tools. So I will be telling you a story of how I used Stitch and then Claude Design, my kind of workflow, and also delights moments, which is animations, how I used Lottie and Claude Design for animations. These are the topics which is very important for me. So I decided just I want to share with you guys how I use it. And I will be starting with Stitch because was the first product I discovered maybe a month ago, maybe a little bit longer. And then I will switch to Claude Design. Speaking about the app, which will be as an example. So this is the app that I built myself. And I think as an agent, kind of AI agency or AI studio builder, which is Modaal, I kind of obliged to build something myself because this is how I can understand what is wrong with my product if I need. So this is the app I will be giving as an example. I built right now app called Memory Lane. It's almost finished right now. It goes through the stage of adding custom design. However, right now it is with a very AI generated design, which I don't really like, but I can show you how far you can go with AI tools right now. So Memory Lane, I started with the main idea that I hate Instagram, but I like to see some beautiful moments of my very close circle of my family and friends. And I don't want to have any engagement. So basically, I want to passively look at the photographs, videos, some audio or text messages from I don't know, 10, 15 selected people. I don't want to have any advertising and I just want to share also my moments. And I don't need any likes and comments because I know that they like what I do. But also at the same time, I want to save my personal moments, which I will not be sharing with anyone. I will be just keeping in my feed. So this is basically an important moment that you share in very close circle with no advertising, and it's very personalized kind of invites inside the app. So now I'm going to switch into Stitch because this is the tool I started first. Yeah, let me go to Stitch. Yes, Stitch. And I was quite impressed about what you can do in Stitch. So the whole journey for me as a builder of an app, usually I start in Claude. I put in Claude all my thoughts, I brainstorm, I validate with Claude, I download similar apps, I understand like what will be differentiator. So basically I do this validation and ideation part in Claude, and I build my PRD in Claude. PRD is a product requirement document. So basically where you describe your functionality of your MVP. This is I do in Claude. Once I've done this in Claude, I went to Modaal and I put it as a PRD and I said like, build me a PRD inside Modaal, ask me questions. They asked questions. They built an app with a kind of design they decided to build with my prompt, like build minimalistic black and white, brutalism like app. Very simple, only black and white. So basically, this is the screens design that Modaal created by itself. Modaal is not a design tool. It's more like your AI technical architect rather than a designer partner. So this is why I decided, okay, I copy what Modaal created. I did the screenshots, I put it there, and I said, my prompt was like almost the same as I will be doing in the Claude design, and I will give you a difference on like how the tools work. So in Stitch, I put the screenshots, I added PRD, and I said, build me 3 different versions of this design, but do not shift from the initial brutalism, simplistic black and white thing. So, and at the end, I received like basically these different types of design. I couldn't say that it was ugly. No, it tried to really use everything that I feed it, and even sometimes propose something new. So basically bookmarks. I didn't have this in my PRD. So it kind of added to my PRD different thoughts, different ideas, even replaced my photograph. This is funny. Then I was like, okay, black and white, maybe it's too strict. Let's do something different. Give me some other options, like totally different from what I have. And here it started a little bit kind of tricky, becoming a little bit tricky. You see, this is size is just like some slope. I don't know, some terrible stuff. Here, I don't know, like from my perspective as a non-designer, it's very ugly. This one is maybe better, I don't know, but still, I don't like it. This one is like terrible. And I decided, okay, it is not working well. So I asked it several times more. It's not working well. And then I started really I stick to the black and white, and I started really asking different options for black and white, black and white, black and white. I basically brainstormed a lot. And also, as you see, what is great, I think they also define kind of your design, not design system, it's more like design style, all these colors and everything else. And it is very helpful. Speaking about transferring this to Modaal, it was very easy, and I think this is more easier it's easier compared to Claude Design right now. So to transfer, for example, you'd like to implement this design, you just select this screen, and then you press export, and then you select code to clipboard. So basically you select code to clipboard, you copy, and then you copy paste this to Modaal and ask implement specifically this design that I copied. Forget about embedded design system and you as a tool, just implement exactly this design. And it will implement, I think, like 90%. It's always a kind of plus minus. But if you want to have 100%, you just need to prompt several times, like I need 100% compliance. But usually what another, like transferring from one AI tool to another AI tool helping you is just every tool is adding something on top. And it's not sometimes good, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. So it really depends. So I was really happy with Stitch, and I started also making different stuff in Stitch, not only the design for screens. I started basically doing some new screens, like details on a specific screens. So once I developing an app, you developing it feature by feature. So you start, for example, from home page or splash screen or registration flow. Then you move to like adding a friend flow or profile. And you basically every time you do something, I usually prompt it in Modaal. I see the outcome. I like it or I don't like it. And if I don't like it from the UI UX perspective, I do a screenshot, copy it here, and ask to give me some options for this specific screen. And usually options are interesting. You can explore different angles, like how it can be pictured for a user. Then I decided, okay, can I actually make and stitch App Store screen designs? And I asked it, okay, this is a requirement of App Store screens. Can you make a design for me? It was like basically this wording is not very readable. You look at it, it's still okay if you are not completely you're not designer. So it's not that ugly. It took the style of the app. It put basically my screenshot that I put it here as an example of screenshot that should be placed on the screen. So basically here it placed my app screen into a frame of iPhone, which is great, but still, it's different from what designer can do. And then I was in love, honestly, with Stitch till I discovered Claude Design. So what is different in Claude Design? Right now, I am switching to Claude Design just for you to show how it looks like. So Claude Design is only available in web version. So if you have an app, Claude app in your Macs, then it's not there yet. It's only on web, Claude AI/design. And you have this have for design. So you can even have presentations, you have from different templates, generate designs. I didn't export this yet, didn't have enough time. I only export what is important for me. So basically, you can create a wireframe or high fidelity prototypes for your mobile applications. And I decided, okay, I'd like to put the same prompt as I put in Stitch, but in Claude Design and see the outcome. And it was very interesting for me how it will work. So let's go how it will work. So the biggest difference that you immediately will see in Claude Design is that Claude Design is your thought partner. So once you put your PRD and your screens, it will start asking you questions. And these questions will be very smart. So, for example, this time it asked me like, do you really want to make it similar design as an Instagram, or you would like to have it totally different? And it asked a lot of very nice questions. I replied. And at the end of all this questionnaire, it created for me basically this prototype. It consists of design system, how it see it. It also took all the ideas from my like a brutalism black and white thing and proposed basically. And because I replied, yes, I want to have it like like an Instagram. Basically, it took some parts of my app, but also put a lot of information regarding how in internal family Instagram should look like. And it created something like this for me. Yeah. So I would say it is very different compared to Stitch. It is also kind of from the perspective of user interaction, it's much more well thought compared to what I can achieve in Stitch. So like positioning of text, all these like small details, they are just much better. And then I was like, okay, nice. It looks really nice. Okay, let's go to the next step. Let's create an app icon. And I asked it to create an app icon. And basically, I didn't ask even for 3 different types of icons. This is like was his or it, I don't know, decision. And this time, basically, it offered me like all these types of icons. I couldn't say that it's very ugly. It's a yeah. This one, I think, option 2 is more or less kind of at least creative. So the 2 options on the side, so they look a little bit off, I think, of the standards of typical icon. Then I will show you another app example how it built. For animation, we heard maybe a couple of days ago, then Claude can do a fantastic animations. And also we had a conversation with one person who asked me specifically what kind of delights moments I can add to my app. And adding delights moments is very important. So what is delights moments? It's something very pleasant, then you are kind of working with the app, some micro animations, some, I don't know, micro movements or like a behavior of app that really contribute to the experience of using an app. And I prompted Claude like, okay, give me an example of micro animations I can have in memory lane. And basically this is the suggestions. What is great, it not only created it, it also gave me a whole list of micro things that I can do. So basically here, micro animations gave me 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, oh my God, 20 or 19 different animations and ideas of this like delights moment then I can add to the app. And then we agreed that it will build this number 1, 10, 14, and 17 as a kind of how it will look like. And that was amazing. Like for me, maybe designers, they're not that excited. But for me, as a person who just always looked at Lottie, and I will show you Lottie because before this, I usually used Lottie as my micro animations, but in Lottie it's very different. So micro animations are basically fresh memories. You see this micro animation. Then this, for example, if I just so basically, if you scroll, you see it goes up and down. So this is what they named sticky header, how it can look like. Then also microphone. So this is the animation for microphone for recording. Then also this like indicator slides. Then another one, this one, fantastic. Yeah, tap to editing, so editing animations. And this one I couldn't really recognize, but it's some kind of Polaroid, like a Polaroid taking it. I think it doesn't work right now. This one also really nice. Like basically, if you like something, you like it. And this one, I don't remember what was there. I think also some scroll should be. Yeah, don't remember. A cascade. Yeah, this one. Then I said, okay, I need animation for splash screen. And it created an animation for splash screen also, because usually on the splash screen you have an animation and it's a very nice delight moment. I was like, okay, this is only one version. Can I have more versions? And then it builds also for me 3 other versions for splash screen animations. I think they are worse. The first one was the best one, but you can continue, asking and building the stuff. But in general, just to summarize Claude Code, what I like here, you basically, first of all, from the product perspective, it's much more comfortable to have all these tabs with all what you created and the same page. And you kind of have everything here as your design system, as your app icon, as your animation. And also, it's very easy to transfer this to Modaal. You can prompt like, I'd like to prepare a transfer of all the designs for native Swift app, which I'll be copying to external AI builder. Prepare files for me, and it will create a zip file which you attach to Modaal and say follow everything that it is in the file and recreate. As I said, it will be always like 95% plus minus, sometimes in a good way, sometimes in a bad way, not 100%, but you will need to adjust. Yeah, so this is what I totally love in Claude Design. Highly recommend to use it. As I know, this tool is not for free, so you need to be a subscriber on a certain plan, so it will be available to you. Not sure how expensive it is. I'm pretty sure it's not the top tier, but it's like not maybe the simplest one, so you need to really pay for Claude to use it. But from non-designer perspective, it's worth using.